everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Lizzie. I'm South African and I react to movies I've never seen before, or on occasion movies I haven't seen in a long time. If you're a returner, or as I say, a stick arounder, welcome back, and I hope you're going to enjoy today's video. Those of you who have seen what's been happening will know today is not a reaction video, so if you were expecting a reaction video today, I'm sorry, but there will be one again as from next week. Today I'm going to just celebrate you guys reaching 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I don't really know, I'm quite taken aback by it because I really didn't expect this to happen on this channel. So yes, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to answer some questions, we're going to look at the polls that I posted this week and just discuss them and just have a little bit of fun today. And yes, thank you for joining. Before I start with anything, I just want to say thank you to my stick arounders. I think if I have to do merch, I must do something like the stick arounder club or something like that. I think that's quite funny. But yes, to all of you guys, which side is it gonna be? To all of you guys, thank you so much. A lot of you have been here from the beginning. A lot of you have come during the journey. But I've made good friends with you guys, and I've really enjoyed the interactions that we've had so far, and just getting to know you guys and just chatting with you guys, and just yes, it's just been really fun. I've never really thought that I would have this kind of world opening up to me. So it's really a new thing to me. It's really just something that still blows my mind in many ways. But thank you, you guys are really awesome, and I really just enjoy having you here, and I just enjoy your insights and your comments and your ideas and just all the things that you share with me. Thank you so much, and just thank you for your support. So looking forward to just getting to know you guys better in future, and from here on further. I had to print all these things because I really can't use my computer and my recording. Okay, first of all, I'm not one of the great reactors that have all kinds of good equipment. I really have a bare minimum. I'm doing these recordings with my phone. We're able to buy this little microphone online, and this is the best I could get at this moment with the money I have available. I have a laptop on which I try to do most of the other things, but it's usually very slow, and it's very difficult to simultaneously record and look at things on the laptop if it's not the video itself. If it goes onto the internet, I sometimes sit here for minutes and minutes and minutes, and sometimes hours on end to try and get it to connect. And yes, why am I telling you this, guys? I want you to understand I don't have financially the means to up my game with this right now. If you're willing to stick around with that, if you're willing to hold out and just hold on and just bear with me on that, then I just want to thank you for that. And I think we can still grow this channel, and we can still do so much with it. But in my current situation, financially, I'm not doing great. So my husband, he works for himself, and for the past 5 at least years, he hasn't really gotten great jobs or gotten great work in. So my job is taking care of bills and taking care of rent and taking care of all the important costs. So our living expenses are the bare minimum. We really get by on grace by God. We really cannot afford buying all kinds of additional things and all kinds of extra things, and to spend at this stage on big microphones, big things for this channel, I don't have that money. And if you guys are wondering, why am I not monetizing on YouTube? Why am I not making money on YouTube? I actually started this week to monetize, so it took me the whole week to try and figure that out. But I was able to activate the monetizing feature, and I'm still trying to figure out the other things on Patreon, which I'll discuss a little bit later. But to be very honest, it's not going to be easy. It's not something that happens overnight. I think especially people who might be YouTubers outside of the USA would understand maybe. And it seems especially South African YouTubers. I've read so many reviews and so many things on people trying to make it on YouTube. And all of them say it's difficult. And it takes time. So for me, being at this stage, it's still going to take a much more time for me to really get viable income through this channel. And until then, we are just we're holding on and we're doing the best with what we can. This year will be the first year that my husband has his own crops that he can harvest and that he can earn harvest income from. So we're going to see how that goes. We're hoping that it does well, and hopefully from there on we can maybe invest in that annually, and that will hopefully carry us through most of our financial concerns and issues and stuff like that. And hopefully with YouTube I can earn something at some point that will be enough to purchase better equipment, do some better things with my YouTube channel. So yes, that's just me rambling about that, and I hope you understand, and I just needed to explain that to you guys if you are sitting there wondering, but you know what, your sound is bad, we hear other sounds on your videos. Yes, you're going to hear other sounds on my videos, and it's going to continue. I try to cancel that out most of the time, but a lot of times when I'm editing, the other sounds happen while I'm editing as well. So then I don't usually recognize or realize that these sounds are coming from my earphones or coming from outside. So, okay, you guys might not understand the situation. You guys might think I'm really just, there should be a different way. But for me now, there isn't a different way. That's how it goes. That's how I'm struggling. That's the things I'm struggling with, the little things. And I want to thank you guys for your comments during this week. You guys had quite a few nice ideas and suggestions and things that you said. Michael, thank you for the compliment on the Gran Torino reaction. Thank you. And Mr. Lebowski, thank you. Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed Southpaw. I really, it was a beautiful movie, and it was really breaking my heart into pieces. And just thinking of it makes me want to cry again. So yes, that was quite fun to know that you enjoyed that. Thank you, Tosh Cooper. Thank you for your feedback. I really enjoyed reading your comment. Learning along the way. As you see, I'm still learning, and there's still so much to learn, and there's still so much to improve on. So yes, I'm one of those people who never get it right from the beginning. I always have to work very hard at achieving something, and yes, I'm just enjoying the journey, and I am willing to learn, I'm willing to improve, and I'm really just having fun with it. So you asked me maybe look into TV series. At this stage, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. You'll see when I start asking questions, answering the questions, you'll see that I'm actually working full time. So I don't really have time to watch TV series and movies and edit and upload and spend time with my husband and do things in my private life and attend and have enough energy to work. So TV series is a bit too much for me. As I said earlier, it takes time for YouTube to really make it. It takes time on YouTube and on these platforms to really make it income-wise. So I can't really just leave my job at this stage to invest full-time into YouTube. When I see things are going better, and if I see things grows, am I saying that right? No. If I see that things grow and things improve, and there's viable income coming in through YouTube and the other platform that I'm still working on, I might consider TV series, but that's going to be a long-term plan. It's not going to be a short-term thing, and I hope you do understand that. Oh, you're Mr. Lebowski. Yes, you mentioned here that you learned Z and Z. Yeah, we say Z. And I don't think I've heard anyone say Z, the letter. We say Z. And as you say, yep, we say yep when we mean yes. I think that's quite fun to learn the different countries, how things happen in different countries. If I have to express myself in Afrikaans, some of the things will probably turn out much differently than how I express myself in English. And because in Afrikaans we have so many different words we can use for so many different feelings. And in English, it's difficult sometimes to take a concept, an Afrikaans concept, and push it into one word. So, yes, my vocabulary in English is not as wide and vast as the US, as you guys. I think most of my viewers and subscribers are from the US. And I've seen many videos, people use words that I don't use. And the reason is I don't have that wide range in my English vocabulary. And yes, I could probably learn it, but in my country I don't really need all those big words. We speak Afrikaans and English mixed, and everyone understands each other here. So the English I have, the English vocabulary I have, is enough to get me by to navigate through most of the things I need to say, to navigate through most of the opinions I have to make. And yes, you'll realize in many cases I say something that for you guys might mean something completely different. And that is why I encourage you guys to comment and to maybe ask if you don't understand, because I'll gladly explain to you what I mean with many things that I say. Oh, my hair looks terrible. So I see a lot of people actually just take it on face value, and I wish that you guys won't always. I wish you would sometimes just inquire a bit more, because what I say and what I mean and how I express myself is not necessarily how you guys understand it. Yes, I'm basically just encouraging you guys, ask more questions and I'll explain more if you don't understand certain ways of my reactions, certain thinking methods, or certain things that I say. But I try. I try to at least do it in such a way that it makes sense of what I'm saying. Yeah, we say yeah as well for yes. I think you've heard that many times, me saying yeah. But ja is yes. Ja is Afrikaans, and a lot of English people use it as well. It's just a nice, fun way to say yes and just say, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's fine. So, Mr. Lebowski, I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of funny things that I say. Maybe we can learn more about each other and about the things we use in our vocabularies and the things we do and say in our different countries. It's quite fun for me too. Snack time. What do I want to share with you today? What time is it? Let me see, what's the time? Oh, sorry. Ooh, I forgot the mouse for this thing because the keypad isn't working. What's the time? Okay, 10 o'clock. So it's too early for sweets, so I'm gonna go with the salty right now. We have these chippies, cheese curls, in cheese flavor. We have it in a cheese and onion flavor, and we have it in this fruit chutney flavor. I don't know if you guys know what fruit chutney is. Tell me if you use chutney, if you know what it is. But for those who don't, so please don't think or take this wrong if I do try to explain this to you, because I don't know the people watching if all of you know what it is. But this is it focusing? This is basically fruit chutney. It's a kind of a sauce type of thing, a sweet type of sauce that we normally put into our come on, focus. I just want to get it to focus here. We get it to where can I get it a little bit? Okay, so it's a kind of a fruity sauce. If I have to explain it in maybe, it's a little bit like a marmalade type thing, but it's not marmalade. It's the consistency type of thing of marmalade, so it's fruit mixed into whatever you use to make marmalade type of thing, but it's more like a sweet dish type of thing for savory foods. We use it in cooking a lot, and yes, some people use it on hot dogs and things like that, like they use ketchup, tomato sauce, but we use it mostly in our cooking, and yeah, they flavor our chips with that. But these chips, I think you guys have Cheetos. We don't have Cheetos, but it's very similar, I hear, to Cheetos. There you go. Now, from what I heard, it's ours seems to be a bit more cheesy than your Cheetos. We also use it in, sometimes if we don't have cheese and we have to make a white sauce or a cheese sauce, we would actually throw this in our white sauce because it dissolves very easily, and the cheesy flavor adds really well to our white sauces. So we actually use it in many ways. What's going on here? Oh gosh. We also use it in any kind of food that we make that we need some cheese, extra cheese flavor, we put it in there. But we eat it just like that as well, so just for a snack. But anyway, what do I want to say? Oh, I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to share this with you guys also just to let you understand a little bit. Since I started this channel, I've received some comments about my editing, and I do get, oh, I hope Pink Panther, I'm hiding him. He's sleeping a little bit. Okay. In my edit, I receive comments about editing. And please, everyone who's commenting about my editing, don't think I'm trying to I'm now oversensitive or I'm trying to take you out or whatever about it. No, I'm just trying to explain to you guys. Yes, I realize my editing is not top notch like many other reactors. I think there are way better reactors than me, way better editing skills than I have. And yes, I get that my editing is not on par with them. And there are things that does cause a little bit of frustration with you guys watching. There are issues that you guys sometimes feel are distracting. I said earlier, the sounds that come through on my mic. So when the birds are outside or when my dogs are barking, even if there's a car driving past, sometimes it comes through on the mic. and I do try to get these sounds cancelled out most of the time, or mute the sounds that are distracting, but sometimes while I'm speaking the sounds come through and I can't actually split those sounds. I don't really know how. On that editing program I'm using, when I try to adjust the sounds, when I try to take away the background noises, it just makes it worse, especially my mic sounds. I don't know why, so I'm really struggling. I can't get those sounds taken out. I don't have something that can cut it. I don't think I have time to try and figure that out at this stage. But again, this part with the sound has got to do with the finances, getting better equipment, getting better mics. The part on the video editing, everyone's editing styles are different, and what works for one person doesn't work for the other person. For example, I wish I could edit something as well and as nice as Popcorn in Bed, but for me it doesn't work. My computer, and this will bring me to Mr. Lebowski's question, how long does it take to edit? If I have to edit like Popcorn in Bed, I'm going to take more than a week. My computer freezes after every 2 minutes if I edit like that. If you look at my first videos, you'll see right at the beginning with those videos with the watermarks, when I used to edit like that, that took me hours and hours and hours, because the video cuts are becoming more, so there's more segments that I need to adjust and need to work on. I have to blur this one, I have to enlarge my editing into the picture, I have to do this, and each segment on its own adds data to the video. And my computer just doesn't have the capabilities to deal with all that data. So recently, you'll see my edits have had the background picture and the block that I phase into when I talk or when I take out some of the videos portions. And yes, I realized the distraction. I was made aware of the distraction it causes, the way my videos are lately. And I must honestly say, these videos that I've been editing lately have really not been that difficult with the data and with my computer. It really handles it better. So what I do these days is I actually take my whole reaction, I do a video. I add all the bits and pieces together. I do the intro, I do the closing, I do the body in between, and I export that as one video, because my video segments are different portions, and then I have to put it all together into one video. So that helps for my editing to lessen the data burden on my computer. But yes, I am really just trial and erroring. I'm just really working trial and error on all my videos, and I will improve. I'll try to work on it. I think maybe I'll just take the background out from now on, and just or the other way around, I'll keep the background and just take the video out on those segments, because for copyright, especially these last two videos, Jaws and Top Gun, were the only two ones that went through without any issues. As I said, that worked for me, and YouTube picked up. I'm doing it as my video and not trying to watch the movie and not trying to use the movie as primary content, because that's the thing you guys need to understand. The copyright issues come mostly with YouTube or Warner Brothers or whatever. When you use the video like we do, we have to basically prove that we're not using the video as primary content. We're not using the video to just watch the movie for free. We're using the video supplementary to our reactions, and adding elements and adding the background and adding these other pop-ups and things like that actually helps my case. So For me, it works. For me, that helps. It makes it seem, or it makes it believable that my reaction is the main portion of the video and not the movie. But I'll work on that. I'll try and see, maybe I can do something else with the background, take that out, enlarge my own reaction. Enlarge, did I just say enlarge? Enlarge my own reaction, because I just don't like all of this behind me. And that brings me to the question that Mr. Lebowski also asked, what's up with these guys? That's all I've got. So, I don't have things to decorate my room with. I don't have things at this stage, and this brings it all back to the finance issue. But it all brings me back to, these are the only guys I have that's movie related and that can decorate the room a little bit. But if you want me to take it out, I'll take it out. I will take them all away and just, you know, maybe just me, myself and I, and I'll just do something with that and the background and the editing to make it less distracting for you guys. So let me know what you think about that. If you want me to change things up with that, then let's see what I can do. And as I said, my channel is all about growing and trial and error and getting better and improving, and you guys who are here for that whole journey, thank you, and you are the best for sure. What is okay, so that brings me to the questions that you guys asked, and I got a lot of nice questions, so let's see how I can get through these ones. First question, Mr. Lebowski. They say you make reaction videos. How did you get into this line of work? Okay, let's start off by saying it's not my line of work. My line of work, I'm an accountant and financial manager at an attorney's firm in town. So that's my line of work. The reaction videos are a sideline hobby. If you want to understand my line of work, maybe how did I get into that especially? I never studied after school, so I just started working at a photo lab and things like that. And then my best friend, she worked at one of our great universities, and she became pregnant with her first child, and she had to quit the job. So I actually applied and I started working there, and the director of the faculty I worked at, he offered me a chance to study, and he gave me a few choices because he said my marks for grade 12 were very good, and he really felt that I needed to utilize it for something better. And he ended up offering me a few choices to study. And of those choices, the one I picked was accounting, and for a chartered accountant. And yes, that's how my journey started to get into the line of work I'm in. I actually ended up finishing my degree in management accounting. So I've got a BCom in management accounting, and thereafter I did the education course or certificate, postgraduate certificate in education in accounting and economics. So that was basically my journey into the line of work I'm in. Into the reaction videos, which will bring me to your other question, and that Charlie Mouse also asked, what made me start the reaction channel? What made me start it, and was it something I wanted to do the most? So that with Mr. Lebowski's question, gosh, I think for most reactors, what started their channels were the whole pandemic. Now, that's basically also kind of why I started mine. Last year, I think with the whole pandemic, things just became for me emotionally too much. I started to really get depressed because everyone, besides my husband and his mom and everyone here, all the people, or most of the people that I care about, are very far from me. The closest one being about a 3.5 hour drive, and because you weren't allowed to go anywhere, really, and you weren't really comfortable in going anywhere anymore. We're not getting around. We're not getting around to see each other. We're not getting around to drive out of town and just go anywhere. Our roads outside of our town is so bad. I mean, Mr. Lebowski, you want to see bad bottles? I will show you bad bottles. I'll just have to get video footage of that. I can't drive out now to show you, but I'll show you in some point. There are definitely bad bottles. It's so bad that we can't actually drive on our roads. We have to drive on the gravel and the sand next to the roads, and that's even bad enough as well. So my husband is not comfortable with me driving out of town on these roads. My car isn't really 4x4, and it's quite low, so I can't really. It takes me a 90-kilometer drive that should take me less than an hour. It takes me more than 2 hours to drive. So it all just became too much for me. I felt that I was in this rut. I felt that I was just getting up, going to work, getting up, going to work, getting up, going to work. That was just this routine, and it just kind of took away all the inspiration I had for painting, for drawing, for reading, for doing anything else that I usually enjoyed. And during that time, I don't know how I came about watching reaction videos. I think at some point there was just a pop-up or something that came into my feed, and it was about how to train your dragon. One of the reactors, I think the first one was actually Aussie Dylan, and I watched it, and I don't know, I just started watching more of these type of reactions. And then I just got up the one morning and I just thought to myself, well, my life is a routine right now. Maybe I should do something that's different and out of my comfort zone, and something that I don't know how to do, and something that's I'm gonna do to challenge myself. And because I like movies, and maybe because my friends and everyone are so far, I can do this to maybe just be in touch with them in some or other way. And that's how I started this. I decided, well, do this, and I ended up forcing my husband, my sister, my best friend, and 1 or 2 other friends to subscribe, because I thought it was just a way of connecting with them. My husband not. He has to do everything I ask him to do. But my sister and everything, I thought maybe, we don't see each other a lot. We don't get time to speak to each other. Maybe that was just a good thing to get them all engaged and really just somehow get in touch with them. So yes, I think that's just what happened, and here I am. All right. Okay, you, Mr. Lebowski, you also asked me what's the second scariest movie I've ever seen, and what's the last scary movie I've seen, and how long was it ago? Okay, besides Jaws, we're not talking about Jaws. I have to tell you a history about this as well. My sister, when we were kids, teenagers, not small kids, because we weren't allowed to watch movies, scary movies and stuff like that when we were small. But when we were teenagers, my sister really wanted to watch all kinds of horror movies, and all the ones that she was very nuuskierig about. What is the word of nuuskierig in English? What's that word of nuuskierig? Okay, she was nuuskierig. Okay, I'm gonna tell you now what that is, if I can get this thing up and running, because I can't figure out what that word is in English. It's a word I use regularly, and I don't really know what it is now. Oh my goodness, people, what's wrong with me? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna put the English word there, nuuskierig. And she was always afraid to watch it alone, so she never wanted to watch it alone. So who had to watch movies with her? Me and our best friend, because she was too scared. And she ended up watching quite a couple of movies that I wish to never, ever in my life watch again. So the scariest ones were probably, it's a tie for me, between It, not the new one, I refuse to watch the new one, It, Pet Sematary, the old one, and The Exorcist. Okay, so there's a story behind each of these as well. The Exorcist was banned in our country, and they released the ban on that movie around 1990, around there. No, 1997, around there. They released the ban on that movie in our country. And then, because she was so intrigued by these horrors and all these scary stuff, she really wanted to watch this movie. I never actually saw the movie, to be honest. I think there was just the beginning part. I don't think our friend and I went even past the bit, that room scene, that very famous scene in the room, what happened there. We ended up screaming like crazy people, and we hid our heads below the blankets and tried to keep our ears closed. So that's how the movie was for us. I don't know the rest, and I'm not interested in watching the rest. I don't want to know. Please don't tell me. I'm not interested. Pet Sematary, I also don't remember much of it, but what was scary and what made it memorable for me, that it was one of the scariest movies, was the scene where the white dog with his glowing eyes was on the rocking chair watching the child in bed, and at that moment a big portrait on our wall fell off the wall. So we had such a fright, the three of us. We didn't even finish watching the movie. So that's why that one was scary for me. It, I don't even need to speak about it. I don't even need to speak about it. That was just horrible. That was just awful. So no, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. Okay. Your second question was, what was the last scary movie you watched and how long ago was that? I think the last one I watched, besides Jaw, and I'm not talking about The Meg, because The Meg was actually just, I won't talk about The Meg and movies like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and things like that. For me, those are just suspenseful movies and a lot of fiction going on there. So I don't really associate that with this type of question. So if I have to look at what to answer on this question, I think maybe The Ghost and the Darkness. I can't remember how long ago it was though. I think it was maybe in 2015, somewhere there. I can't really remember, but that's how long ago I watched a real scary movie. I don't try to watch scary movies in general. So after that, Jaws has been the first one since then. So yes, that's the answer to the scary questions. To your scary questions. Okay, Mr. Lebowski, you also asked me how often am I mistaken for being Australian. Never. This channel have been my first and only exposure to people outside of South Africa, to be quite honest. I've never been mistaken for being Australian or anything other than South African. I don't think on the channel I've been mistaken for being Australian either. So no, I haven't been mistaken for that yet. I know in high school some kids thought I was Polish because of my fair skin and my dark hair. I don't know why. I don't really know why. I think they thought this was the reason they thought I was Polish. But that's it. That's the worst or the most strange association that's been made with me. And yes, so far on the channel, I think someone said I sounded like Inga from Mr. Frankenstein, Young Frankenstein. And I kind of enjoyed that association. That was quite funny. I think someone also thought I was from Iceland. It was actually you, Mr. Lebowski. You thought I was actually also from Iceland, like Cat on Cat Reacts. But yes, that's that. Ooh. Snack time again. I think it's time for something sweet. We've got a lunch bar. Alright. I love chocolates. I think I said it before with my 500 subscriber one. Okay, this chocolate people use when they arrange things like stork parties and things like that. So normally I'm sure you guys have that as well. I don't know, you must maybe tell me. With us, with our stork parties, kitchen teas, baby showers, things like that, they always let the bride-to-be or the mom-to-be do stuff or answer certain questions or do things, and for a punishment they have to eat something disgusting or drink something disgusting or something that looks like it's disgusting. It's never really disgusting, it just always looks like it's disgusting. And this chocolates are generally used for most of these things as making the snack she has to eat for punishment look like it's something disgusting. And you're going to see now why. So they normally throw it in some icing sugar or in a bowl of Sprite or something to make it look really horrible. And this is what this chocolate looks like. So imagine this in Coca-Cola, in a bowl of Coca-Cola or in any kind of juice, or with some kind of icing sugar, covered with icing sugar in a bowl of weird other snacks. So it creates that illusion to those people. And then normally we know it's not real. We know it's not what it looks like, but it makes it feel, or it makes the perception that it's quite disgusting. So normally we really have fun with those parties with people trying to eat these things or having to eat them. On the inside, it's like a wafery thing. It's like a toffee-like covering with the chocolate and the nuts, with a caramel type of thing in there. So it's quite delicious. It's not horrible. It's very delicious. Very nutty, very wafery, and caramelly. Lizzie, who are your favorite reactors? I actually don't have a specific favorite. Each one are quite unique. I must really just give a shout out to Calla Can Fly, Paul and his wife. Their support and really just interacting with them has been quite fun on this journey, and I'm really just enjoying. I'm really just appreciative of their support on my channel. But in general, most of the reactors all are so unique. Each one have their own style, each one have their own favorite things. So it's really difficult to say this one is better than that one. I don't feel anyone is better than the other one. Individually, they're all really sweet and nice and good, and for whatever they bring to the table, they are great. I usually like watching JV's Galactic Adventures for the animation reactions, and I like Nick Flicks for his animation reactions. So I like watching those two with the animation reactions. I actually also watch Cody for his animation reactions. I enjoy Cat Reacts for the movies she reacts to. She really watches movies that no one else does almost. And if I don't mention someone, it's not because I don't watch them or I don't enjoy them. It's just those ones are the ones I do tend to watch a little bit more. There are quite a few that's great, that have nice reactions. I actually can't really pick a favorite there. Lizzie, have you reacted to a movie that you disliked so much you didn't post the reaction? If I could start this channel over again, I would have left The Matrix out, and I would have left Godzilla versus Kong. Those 3 movies I would have left out completely. I hated it. Okay, Godzilla versus Kong, I didn't hate the reaction. I just hated the confusion. I felt I was doing, and this brings me to that question that I asked you guys. What was the poll question? But I'll actually discuss that further on. I realized mostly through the movie I shouldn't have watched it. And I thought to myself, I shouldn't post this movie reaction. But I thought, well, I'm not gonna watch a whole thing just to not post it. Take my chance and post it. So, but yes, if I could do this over, I would have not done that one at all. I just would have deleted everything and just maybe watched the rest of the movies on my own and just, you know, never even spoke about it ever again. The Matrix, I hated. I'm sorry, I hated The Matrix. It was horrible to sit through for me. So again, I felt I sat for these hours watching this thing. If I have to delete it and just not post anything, why did I sit through it? So far, no, I haven't actually watched anything that I hated so much that I didn't post it. Everything that I've posted were the ones that I didn't have mess-ups with. And yes, I probably would not waste my time on something in future. But my general feeling was always, you know, you're sitting through this thing, so I don't just post it. You wasted the time already, so waste some more time and post it. But I'll probably, from now on forward, I don't have so much time to waste my time on a movie that I don't like. So no, so far, all the movies I watched, I posted, except for the ones that I had mishaps with. If I had a choice, again, if I could do it over, those are the 3 I would have just never posted at all. Okay, Mr. Lebowski, you asked me about the stuffed animals and the Pink Panther. Okay, so I answered it a little bit earlier, actually. These are the only decorations I've got. The reason for Pink Panther staring, I think he's actually sometimes just really bored. Because he has to sit here and he doesn't hear anything. He can't listen to the movie that I'm watching. So I think it must be quite boring for him to sit here and watch me do what I'm doing, because he can't really interact with me at all. But yes, I think Mr. Pink Panther and his friends, I might have to just put them on the shelf. I don't know. Tell me what you think, guys. Tell me if you want them gone, if I should keep them, if I should let them go. Maybe they're distracting to you guys. I don't know. No one has ever said anything until this question came up. So yeah, just let me know what you think, and then I'll do something with them. Hi Smurrie. Hello Smurrie. Hello, remember Smurf from the Burbs? Hello Smurf. Hello Smurf. Hello Liffy. Hello my Liffy. Okay, so sorry that he's coming and interrupting if that's distracting you guys. I'm alone, so I have to keep my door open because I must be aware of what's going on outside of my house. If something happens, if there's people coming or anything like that, I can't keep the door closed today. But anyway, this lovely little baby is big and large and naughty and busy. Okay, but you can't sit here. Jy kan nie nou hier sit nie. Ja, my liefie, klim af. Okay, af. Oor, gaan lê daar by Eri. Gaan lê daar by Ero. Gaan lê by Ero. Ja, okay, gaan lê my skat. Gaan lê. Mr. Lebowski, you asked almost all the questions, but you had quite fun questions. I really enjoyed your questions. If you were a tree, what tree would you be? And this is a funny one because my best friend and I did actually this personality tree testing. She has this book, Grow Kids with Character. Grow Kids with Character, and it basically is a personality type book that helps you understand some ways your kids behave, and they associate it with certain trees. So it's not really a personality test type book like the usual personality tests. It's more like an insightful understanding of certain characters. So you basically determine this child is introvert, she doesn't like attention, he or she is very much intrigued by art, you know, things like that. So you get to group certain characteristics with these certain type of people, and you can actually even as adults even, you know, associate with those characteristics, and then you can associate it with a tree. So my tree turned out to be an ornamental tree. In Afrikaans it's called a suurboom. So there's a picture up here on what it looks like, and because I'm basically just mostly an introvert, I'm extrovert when I'm around my close friends. And you also asked me, when we flush, what direction does the water go? Spin. Is it from my point of view or from the toilet's point of view? If it's from my point of view, it's clockwise. So it spins clockwise. I believe you guys, your water spins the other direction, anti-clockwise. Let me know. And let me know, you guys, what trees do you think you are? I think that's quite a fun question. I enjoyed this one. Okay, you also asked me, how long does it usually take to edit the reaction? Depending on the reaction, it sometimes takes very long, other times a little bit quicker. The older edits took very long. Some of them, and it also really just depended on how tired I used to be or am while I'm editing. I usually get home after work, and then I'll sit from 5 o'clock, from just after 5 till about 8. And that's just getting my reaction portion together. And then the export on that takes hours. I usually let it run through the night, but it takes about 3, 4, 5 hours just to export that video. And then when I do the reaction video, or the actual final video, that takes me another 2 to 3 days, 3 hours an afternoon after work, and then a Saturday when I start about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then I usually finish around 2, 3. And then the export takes, again, 3 hours to export, and the upload onto YouTube is the quickest one. It takes about an hour to upload it to YouTube before it actually gets published. So all in all, yeah, easily 16 hours, give or take, depending on the reaction, depending on the time I have, depending on the scale of tiredness I am in, or the level of tiredness I'm in, depending on my computer's willingness to cooperate or not. Ed Reed, you asked me, from UK, you asked me, what did I think of Matt Damon, Morgan Freeman's accents in Invictus, and what did I think of Leo's accent in obviously Blood Diamond? Okay, Blood Diamond, I haven't seen the full movie yet. I've seen a little clip of it, and that is only because my husband and his dad watched it one evening, and I was just sitting with them for a little while. So I didn't watch the full movie, I didn't see the full movie. I saw a little piece of it, and then I went on my way, did what I wanted to do. So Leo's accent, I don't want to say it. I think, Ed, you want me to say kak or lekker. I think you want to hear me say those words. Okay. In Blood Diamond, I'm aware that Leo's character is supposed to be from Rhodesia, or the former Rhodesia, which is now Zimbabwe, which is not South Africa. So I think the most people in Rhodesia were British people. Although most of them came to South Africa when they left that country. So I think if he was supposed to sound British, it was lekker. I think he sounded British to me a little. He didn't sound South African, so if he was meant to sound South African, it was kak. Okay, sorry for the cussing, because that word is a cuss word. Yeah. If he was supposed to sound British, I guess it was okay. If he was supposed to sound South African, no. Okay, Morgan Freeman, Matt Damon. Matt Damon did a fairly lekker job. I think for anyone to try a South African accent, for that specific South African accent, it's difficult. Remember, we don't all sound like that. I don't know what I sound like to you guys, but we don't all sound like that. Those accents are mainly associated with the real older generation of Afrikaner men, because Afrikaans people couldn't speak English, so it was difficult for them to learn English, and so that was how they could actually speak English. That's how their accents came to be. But most of our South African English speaking people don't really sound like that. But for Matt Damon, trying that accent, it's a very difficult accent, I think, for an English non-African South African person to do. I think it was fair, and I will give him a thumbs up for that one. Morgan Freeman sounded like Morgan Freeman, so it didn't sound to me like Mandela. I didn't get that from him. So no, I won't say it was good in that sense. Sorry, Morgan. Should I say the cuss word? No, I've said it already, but it was a little bit kak. Okay, I've said it. CHVHW, you asked. Where in South Africa am I from? Am I well and happy? How are things? What's your favorite movies and would most love to react to? Alright, South Africa, where I'm from. It depends. Do you want to know where I was born, where I grew up, or where I am currently? Because if it was where I was born, if that is the determining factor on where I'm from, it would be a town called Boksburg in Johannesburg area, the city. If it is about where I grew up, if that is the determining factor, it would basically be the Vaal Triangle, the place that we call the Vaal Triangle. That is a place that is part in Gauteng and part in the Free State. So it consists of the town Sasolburg, Waalpark, Vanderbijlpark and Vereniging. Vanderbijlpark and Vereniging, those two are on the Gauteng side, and Sasolburg and Waalpark are on the Free State. Now I'm mentioning 4, but it is a triangle because Waalpark and Sasolburg are seen as one unit, and that together with Vanderbijlpark and Vereniging are the triangle across the Vaal River that makes it the Vaal Triangle. The Vaal River separates the Free State from Gauteng in that area. So that's where I'm from if I have to say where I grew up. If I have to say where I'm from where I am currently, I'm in the Free State, and the Free State is a big province, I'm in the Eastern Free State. I think if you've seen my previous 500 sub video, we are in a town that's on the border of Lesotho. So this is where I am. I hope that answers your question. Okay, favorite movies. What would you most love to react to? In my previous video, I basically explained that my favorite movies are animations. But the movies that I like most to react to are the movies that I can clearly decide what to leave in and what to keep out of the editing. And that would be movies like Kong, Skull Island, Jaws, what were the other one? Mortal Kombat, things like that, because it makes the editing for me much easier, because there's better parts that I know I can leave in, and I have a much clearer distinction of what I can just cut out. Okay, Cleon Mega Beefy. Cleon Mega Beefy. What music do I like? Okay, in my 500 sub video, I basically explained that I like the doof 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 music. So yes, it's called EDM. I couldn't explain it that time. I didn't have the correct term for it, but it's EDM. That is one of my favorites, and there I explained why I like it and why I enjoy it. But I do like quite a lot of other favorites, and I enjoy the 80s and 90s music. I enjoy even music like Enya. I enjoy music like who can I mention now? Which artists? Now I'm really a blank. I like upbeat music. I like music that's very much like, if you've heard Matthew Mole, that type of style of music. I don't know what that style is called though. So yes, there is a wide range of music that I like, and I actually learned to start liking Afrikaans music as well, which I want to do something. I remember with a 500 sub, someone, and I can't remember if it was Michael Walsh or who it was, you said that time that you thought I was going to sing to you in Afrikaans, and I actually said to you that I will with the next one, and this is the next one. So I have to keep to my word with this. So I'm gonna try to sing something. I've got 2 songs that I'm actually enjoying a little bit, and I want to share with you actually a few of our Afrikaans artists that I tend to like, that have quite decent music and decent songs that's enjoyable to listen to for me. And if you want to check it out, you're welcome to go and search for it and listen to them, and just, yes, let me know what you think if you've listened to them. But yes, I'm gonna sing you 1 or 2. I don't think I should sing 2. I should only sing 1. Maybe at the end I'll sing the other one. Who was the man who... Someone commented on one of my videos or one of my posts about our braais and stuff like that, that they really enjoy that type of culture and things. So this song is very much about a braai and just the real nice fun we have around a braai, and it's sung by Rian Benade. Rian Benade is singing the song. So another song of Rian Benade that's really nice is Spontaan, and I'm putting everything here on the side or somewhere, you'll see it here. I'll put up a list of some of the other artists that are quite nice and have with some of their songs that I really like Elandre and Sunset Sweatshop and what's their names? Yeah, we've got Vernon Barnard. So you are welcome to go and look for these songs, look for these artists, and maybe just explore others. I can't give you all of them. And let me know at some point, what do you think of them? Is it something that you'd listen to? Is it something that you would enjoy? The song is called Vat 'n Bietjie. Okay, so it's basically about going as friends to this kind of like a fire, like a braai thing, and just saying, you know what, I'm really just in the mood for another drink. We're really enjoying the fire. We're really enjoying the bride. It's a little bit cold, but we're really having fun with this. So it's really just a nice song to just groove to, or what do you call it? You will hear a little bit of it in the background, because obviously of copyright issues I can't actually play the song to you guys. Let's go. I'm gonna have to do more than one take on this one, I guess. Kom ons wacht, I had to print out the lyrics because I'm nervous, so to try and sing this out of the top of my head, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm going to get tongue-tied. So I'm using this for backup because I'm nervous actually to do this. But okay, let's see. I'm just waiting for it. Wat sê jy? Wat maak jy? Dis koud hier. So bring jy die vuur. Ek het 'n lang plaas met groot haas en kom deur. Want hier gaan die ding gebeur. Met 'n lekker dingetjie, twee vingertjie, ysie bring en draai. Kom ons, vat 'n bietjie, gee my nog 'n bietjie, sien nog 'n bietjie in my glas. Trap die vrot tot my op. Kom ons, vat 'n bietjie, vat. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I don't know what it sounds like. I'm so embarrassed. No! Okay. I'm not gonna try it again. Oh, no, okay, this is not me. Okay, sorry guys. If it sounds terrible, it sounds terrible. I'm not gonna try again. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, let's get past this one. Let's do a snack. I don't have so many snacks today. I didn't buy so many snacks. The shops were so busy and I really just didn't have the patience to stand in rows for a few snacks. So yeah, this is the last one. And we're almost done with all the questions. I know there's still quite a few. But anyway, this is a 5-star chocolate. Okay. So this is almost very similar to the lunch bar. Not exactly, but a little bit. This is what it looks like. Okay. And to break it apart, it's got like this very sticky caramelly type of thing also inside, with a little bit of a what do you call that soft chocolate inside? It's like a noisette. I don't know, what do you call it? And it's also got like little biscuits in there. That's quite nice and creamy and caramelly. There's a little picture. That's little biscuits, supposed to be like shortbread type of biscuits. So that's the 5-star. Okay, Charlie Mouse, you asked me what was the most surprising aspect of my channel. Okay, I have a negative and a positive. The negative is for people expecting us reactors to be open-minded and, you know, open with everything and honest with everything. There are viewers that are very close-minded and don't like our honesty. So there's a very big contradiction between what people expect from us and how the viewers behave. So that really did surprise me a lot. It's still something that surprises me. It's still something that gets me off guard sometimes, because I feel with my reactions I'm really just winging it most of the time, and I'm really just trying, I'm really also being honest. And for example, if I say something while I'm seeing something and something pops out of my mouth, it's not necessarily that is the way I think about everything. And a lot of people take what we say and how we behave in the reaction as how we are in general life and how we think and about life in general. So I don't know, there's a very fine line with that. On people would say, but what's in your heart, and would come out of your mouth, obviously. But for me, a reaction to me is just in that moment something creates a reaction. It doesn't mean that's my standard of living, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And I'm surprised by the fact that people actually cannot separate that. They view us and they see that sometimes so literal that they don't actually realize, but listen, this is just a reaction in that moment. It's not really something that this person thinks or believes forever or about everything. And yes, when we're honest about things, it's really funny how people are judgmental when we're honest. They want us to be honest, but they judge us constantly. So that's the negative surprise. The positive is that I never really thought that people would like my videos. I think that is the biggest surprise, is that I really didn't think that anything on my channel would actually be good enough, that it would be fun enough, or that it would be worth really watching. And just to get to this point, to have 1,000 people subscribe to my channel, which is not even, it's about 3% of the people viewing, that tells me a lot, and that really surprises me a lot. It really takes me aback, because I still don't feel like my videos are good, but the viewers and the subscribers are obviously saying something else, and it's really surprising to me. It's really a wonderful, positive, good surprise for me. So I hope that answers your question on that one. And then, what is currently your favorite reaction? I'm going to answer that one when we do the poll, when I go through the poll videos results. Then I'll give you an answer on that one. And then, if you were to start a non-reaction channel, what would that be? I think if I had to start a non-reaction channel, I would have probably done something with my pets. Or baking or art, one of those. But I think it would have started with my pets first. Okay, a typical gamer question. Do you play any form of video games? I used to. As kids, we obviously played Atari and what was those Sega little cassettes. But I used to play PlayStation. But my PlayStation gaming days are a little bit behind me, although I do still have a PlayStation, and you won't believe, I'm so out of the game side. I still have a PlayStation 2, not the first PlayStation, not the first one though, not the big one, the small one. And I have a few games, but I haven't played in very long. I used to play games like Gran Turismo, Tekken. I used to really like the rally type games. I explored others here and there, but in those days that I played, I used to get so scared because I tried to play Resident Evil, and I tried to play Dino Crisis, and I tried to play things like Silent Hill, but I got so scared. I wasn't even like with any of those games 5 minutes in, and I would get such a fright that I would just switch the game off like this, and then it's off. So I never really tried more playing those things too much. I played a game that was fun though. Medal of Honor was one those years. And what was that one thing? Unreal Tournament. That was fun. And I enjoyed playing, there was this little game, Wacky Races, that was quite fun on PlayStation 1. And I had played some Warner Brothers Bugs Bunny game. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like this 3D adventure game. And Spyro, we played that. And I played, what's his name? Abe. The character was Abe. Okay, I played that game. The character was Abe. That little weird little thingy. I used to enjoy that game as well. I'll put the description in while I'm doing this editing. I'll just put the name in here because I just can't come up with a name now. It's completely eluding my mind right now. I don't know why. I applied Ratchet and Clank. And what else? Okay, and here's your question that I really was looking forward to answer. When you drop toast, why does it always land butter side down? I think it's because of the weight. Tell me what you think. It's heavier on the butter side, so obviously gravity pulls more on the heavy side than on the lighter side. That's my take on it, so let me know what you think. Okay, Mr. Lebowski, you asked, since I'm from SA, you think I would have watched a lot of SA movies or plots, and what have I seen? Okay, so honestly, I haven't seen so many. If I have to talk about South African specific movies, you can have a look at my 500 sub video on that. But if I have to look at movies that's not specifically produced and directed in South Africa by South Africans, but that has South Africa in the plot, I have seen here and there, but I can't really recall a lot right now. I know in one of the Die Hard movies there were South Africans involved. Okay, District 9 was something. White Lion. What was that movie I said earlier about ghosts in the darkness? But that wasn't really South Africa, was it? It was more Botswana or something like that. So it wasn't really about South Africa so much. It was more about those lions in Botswana or Zimbabwe. So Botswana, I think, or Namibia. But anyway, the movie Blood Diamond I haven't seen, which I'm gonna watch. But keep in mind, it's not a South African movie, or rather, it's not about South Africa. It's about the wars and rebels and things that occurred in Sierra Leone, and that's not South Africa. And the character that Leo plays is not a South African either. He's a Rhodesian, and Rhodesia is the now Zimbabwe, which is not South Africa. So I don't want to say that's a South African movie because it isn't. It's an African movie, but not South African. But yes, I don't know. I haven't really seen much. Besides, if I have to talk about South African movies, when we were younger, we saw a lot of Leon Schuster, which today to me is very silly. I don't really enjoy it that much anymore. When we were younger, it was funny. I watched movies like Platteland, Jagveld, Pad na jou hart, Leading Lady, things like that. And yeah, that's about it. You guys can maybe tell me what you've seen, then maybe I can explore that with you guys. Okay, so that brings us to almost the end. Mr. Lebowski, you asked me about whether I'm going to start a Patreon. And I've had a few people before ask me about that. Currently, I'm still trying to figure it out. I have actually signed up. I have actually created a profile. But the uploading and stuff is a bit confusing to me because I see the videos, they don't really allow big videos. So I don't really know how I'm gonna navigate this because I honestly don't know yet what to do on this channel. I don't yet know how it's gonna work for me and how it's gonna be engaging in that sense that I'm gonna have material for you guys to enjoy on there. I have been thinking of posting the videos that I can't get posted on YouTube, like Black Rain. I mentioned that I answered one of the guys there that I was thinking of doing that, maybe Black Rain and the producers. And so far I still have to wangle that as well, because the video itself is too big for Patreon. So I have to probably go and split it in 2 or 3 parts. I don't know really. So I'm taking some time to first figure out what I'm going to do. So far, I am not going to let you guys go and look for me on Patreon yet. I'm not going to share anything with you on that. I first want to figure this thing out first. I was quite surprised with the poll results. You guys really did surprise me. And I think from 1,000 people subbing and the number of votes, I should actually just take into consideration it was probably just a few people that actually watched all of those specific ones in the choices given. And obviously a lot of subscribers only came in later, so they obviously couldn't have watched all of them. So I'm taking that in mind, but I was really surprised. With the romance type, you guys chose Groundhog Day as your favorite. And I must also honestly say, although I enjoyed the editing of Top Gun, I did also enjoy Groundhog Day more than Top Gun. So it was... I'm on the same page as you guys with this one. The editing I enjoyed of Top Gun more, but the movie reaction I enjoyed Groundhog Day more. With your non-categorized ones, I was so surprised that you guys liked The Matrix. I really hated The Matrix. On this one, I enjoyed Doctor Strangelove more. That was my favorite out of this list. And with the editing on these ones, I think I also enjoyed Doctor Strangelove, the editing with that one the most. So the editing and the reaction with this one, I enjoyed Doctor Strangelove the most. You guys enjoyed The Matrix reaction most, which was really, I was just a bit flabbergasted by that. But well, that's your choice. And it's really surprising how things sometimes turn out, that you sometimes think is not going to be great and other people have fun with it. So it really goes to show that what I think is not good is not always necessarily bad for others. So thank you guys. Okay, and then with the monster action adventure types, this was a clean win for Jaws by you guys. I must say with editing, I really enjoyed editing Jaws. That was the most fun I had in a long time. But with the actual reactions, I enjoyed Kong Skull Island the most, and a very close second, and you won't believe it, but I did enjoy Mortal Kombat a lot. And the reason for this one specifically is because I was just reminded of a time that was good with my brother and my sister as kids, and I don't have my brother anymore. He's not with us anymore. So this was just really bringing back all those memories, and yeah, it was just a good one for me in that sense. And the fun we had with that game and the fun we had with that movie those years. And it just made me excited for that. And I actually, the whole week after I watched it, I was actually just singing the Mortal Kombat song everywhere I went. And yeah, it just brought that excitement back for me. So that's why I enjoyed it. The gruesomeness, the gore, obviously I got freaked out by it, but the movie itself, the characters and everything just made me excited. So, and because of that reason I mentioned. But yes, this was also a very interesting one. Then on the the channel disasters, mishaps, wrong stuff happening, all of that, I was very surprised that you guys really were disappointed that producers got copyright. I was actually very disappointed as well when it got blocked and I couldn't get it past the block. So that's why I felt that I would maybe want to put these ones on Patreon when I get Patreon figured out. For me, the biggest thing that was for me the worst is somehow a tie between the Casablanca and the whole Godzilla Kong thing. So as I said earlier, the thing with Godzilla and Kong was the whole point of me watching it in the wrong order, having the mishap with the other two that I couldn't upload because of sound issues. having this whole confusion with what happened, the history behind the whole Godzilla side, because I watched it in the wrong order. So that kind of just made me completely feel annoyed with myself and stupid and idiotic. So that was for me a big thing. And Casablanca, I don't think I need to go into that one too much. It was a big disappointment. I actually enjoyed the movie, but because of certain things, it just turned out to be a horrible experience. And yes, that one was for that reason bad for me. So the rest, yeah, I'm actually so surprised at the producers being the one for you guys. But yes, I'm still trying to make a plan to get that somewhere, even if I have to split it in 3 parts on Patreon so that you can go and watch it there. I'll try and sort that out for you guys. Okay, and let me do this one last. The drama reactions. Which one did you guys like the most? You voted Gran Torino. Wow. Well, I can understand. It was actually a good movie. My favorite one here with editing was Gran Torino. I enjoyed the editing on Gran Torino. My favorite reaction though, I think was Life. And I think the reason was because it was not what I expected. It was just this, I really didn't expect this movie to be like it was. And Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, they played these characters so well, and they really portrayed this life imprisonment and the hardships and the sorrows and the good moments and everything so well that you could actually feel so much for them, even if you haven't experienced it ever. So yes, I think that was my favorite reaction out of this lot. Southpaw second, close second, because of how much I cried, I guess. Because of how much I cried, or because of just the story. It was just such a moving story. Editing, yes, I said Gran Torino, my favorite editing one. Okay. With just these comedy reactions, you guys chose Blazing Saddles. And I get why. I think most of people like Blazing Saddles, and I did enjoy it. But my favorite reaction for me was Young Frankenstein. I just enjoyed reacting to that one so much more. And it's not because I didn't like reacting to Blazing Saddles or I didn't understand what was happening. It was just so silly. The silliness of it and the whole story of Frankenstein. I think I have a little bit of nostalgia for Frankenstein. So, yes, I enjoyed that reaction the most. The editing out of these ones, I would say, gosh, I can't remember which one was horrible and which one was better. No, I don't know. The editing on most of these were quite fair, so they were quite alright with all of them. So I don't think I have a favorite with editing with these. They were okay with the editing. Okay. What were the moments you most enjoyed or still enjoy? I am surprised at the watermark one. I shouldn't be surprised. I think that was the most distracting thing for most of you and for everyone. And I was really annoyed with it myself, and I was ecstatically happy when I could get rid of it. So yes, it was a big moment for me as well. And yes, I must say the second best one, the interaction through comments. I also enjoy interacting with you guys and getting to know you through the comments. It is fun. I'm really enjoying that. I'm actually surprised that the subs video actually didn't do so well. And it's probably because maybe none of you really, or you guys didn't really watch it so much yet, or I don't know why. But I get this is not the type of video that you guys want to see regularly, and so that's the idea I'm getting from this. So today's video is probably going to be the last video that's like this as well. I don't think I'm going to do any more of these celebratory type of videos. I might maybe do something for the year, the channel celebrating a year. I don't know. We'll see when that comes. But for now, I think I'm quite done with these type of videos. But yes, the watermark was truly something that stood out the most, obviously. Okay, and this one obviously brings it back to the whole Patreon thing, but you rather support, follow, get to know me. Okay, I am on Facebook because I do try to keep track of certain loved ones that are far from me, and I just basically try to support my sister and a few other people who have their own businesses by sharing their information on Facebook and things like that. I used to be a bit more active on Facebook in the past, but people are just in general horrible. So I don't really do much on Facebook anymore because of the nastiness of people, one thing. And also I don't enjoy the thing that people invite you for so many things to like pages, and I don't like that people are tagging you so many times in things that you, although you can review your tags, but the tagging and the invitations and things like that are just annoying to me. So I try to be as little, I try to not be too active on Facebook. On Instagram, I am not very active, but I'm not active. So that one is a bit better for me to deal with, because people are not in general able to share your things. They can't really go and take your things and share it to other people, although they can, there is a way, but it's not so much as Facebook, and they don't really come and invite you on things, and they don't really tag you so much, and they don't really, yeah, the interaction there is a bit, it's private for the people who are private friends, but it's not so bad as with Facebook. I enjoy the Instagram methods much more. So you're welcome to follow me on Instagram if you want to. I've shared my link on my about section, and I will also be putting it up on my videos for you guys to go and look for the link. And just keep in mind, my account is private, so if you want to follow me, just send me a short message on the Instagram message side, and then I'll review and decide if I can let you follow me or not. Okay, Patreon, I said I'm still working out what to do there and deciding and trying to figure everything out that I'm not comfortable with yet. So as soon as I'm comfortable and I know what's going on and I know what to do there, I'll maybe start letting you know when there's a Patreon page. Okay, and that brings us to the end, my last little bit. Overall, what was my overall favorite reaction? What was my overall favorite on this channel? I must say my most favorite reaction was Kong Skull Island. My least favorite reaction on this entire channel was The Matrix. I have a little song for you guys. This is a song that I only heard this week that was quite fun, and I kind of really enjoyed it. And it's about going and dancing and just setting the dance floor on fire, setting your shoes on fire with dancing. And yes, let's get into this one. My litte vol die hitte hoe jette kweek. As ons dans, tot ons stekkies gaan brand. 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 Okay, I'm done. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, I have now. We say in Afrikaans, if you do something that's embarrassing and we really feel embarrassed, we say, slaan ek my naam nou met 'n nat vis. So, it's directly translated in English. hitting with my name with a wet fish. So I'm feeling very embarrassed. I'm feeling very silly and stupid, but anyway, I just hit my name with a wet fish. So that's it for today. That's it for this video, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me, and yes, thank you for being on this journey with me, and I'm looking forward to everything that's lying ahead for us, for me, with this channel. And I hope we're gonna have a lot of fun together in the future. And I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves, keep warm wherever you are, and stay safe. Bye.